I recently had the opportunity to stay at the historic Park Hyatt Istanbul Macka Palace. This 5-star hotel, located in Istanbul's fashionable Nişantaşı district and housed within the historic Macka Palace building, combines modern luxury with historic charm. If you're new here, I'm Mel, and in today's video, I'll be taking you with me on a full tour of the Park Hyatt Istanbul Hotel. What were my thoughts on the hotel? Did anything surprise me? And would I consider returning on my next visit to Istanbul? Come along with me today to find out. Also, if you enjoy this type of content, I hope you'll hit the like button and subscribe. And with that out of the way, let's get started. I recently took an around-the-world trip booked almost entirely with points, and my first stop was in the beautiful city of Istanbul. This wasn't my first trip to Istanbul, and when I go there, I enjoy trying different neighborhoods each time. So for this visit, I selected the Park Hyatt Istanbul Macka Palace Hotel, located in the fashionable Nişantaşı district, known for its historic buildings and its high-end boutiques and restaurants. I was also drawn to this hotel by its history. The Park Hyatt occupies an historic building originally known as Macka Palace that was designed by the Italian architect Giulio Mongeri in 1922. The property blends Italian Art Deco with Ottoman design elements to create something that embodies both cultures. Upon completion over 100 years ago, it was used as a residential building for the Italian consulate staff, and later was converted into apartments for Istanbul's elite, including poets, writers, and composers. Then in the 1990s, the building underwent a restoration and modernization project that helped turn the historic Macka Palace building into what we now know as the Park Hyatt Istanbul. The project took 11 years to complete, and the hotel opened its doors in 2008. While I usually use points to pay for hotel stays, I also receive a couple of annual credits of $200 each through the Amex Fine Hotels and Resorts program. In this instance, the FHR deal was my best option. My total cost for 2 nights was $568.28. But when you subtract the $200 credit I received, my net cost was $368.28. In addition to the $200 discount, my FHR benefits also include early check-in when available, room upgrade when available, complimentary daily breakfast for 2, $100 experience credit, guaranteed 4 p.m. checkout, and complimentary Wi-Fi. Taking all those benefits into account, you can see that this was a great deal for a 5-star hotel in the heart of Istanbul. My Turkish Airlines flight had departed from Chicago on a Sunday, flying through the night and landing over 10 hours later in Istanbul. My arrival was very early Monday morning. I was actually exiting the airport and making my way to the taxi line by 7 a.m. Minutes later, I was on my way to the Park Hyatt Istanbul. Before my arrival, I had received a lovely welcome letter from the hotel, informing me about all of the available hotel amenities and on-site restaurants, and asking me if there was anything they could do to make my stay more pleasant. I sent in a request for early check-in, just in case they could make it happen, and also asked if a yoga mat could be put in my room. The hotel replied saying that they would do their best, and if a room was not yet available, they would at least be able to take my luggage for me until a room opened up. When we pulled up to the entrance of the Park Hyatt Istanbul, someone was there to take my bags and show me to the reception desk. Upon entering the lobby, there is a bar on the left and lounging spaces on the right. I liked the feel of the space right away. It's not what I would call fancy or opulent, but it's an interesting blend of dark woods, Art Deco design, and relaxed elegance. The reception desk is at the far end of the room on the left. There were refreshments on offer, and the check-in agent greeted me right away. I was very surprised and thankful to learn that a room was already available for me. And on top of that nice surprise, I had been upgraded from the 1 king standard room that I booked to the Junior Suite King room with a Turkish hammam and steam room. The agent also provided me with a printout outlining the fine hotel and resort benefits I could expect, including how the $100 credit could be used. This is always very helpful because the credit is handled differently by each hotel, with some having more restrictions than others. I was pleased to see that there were plenty of options for using it here. With check-in complete, I happily took my room key and made my way to the elevators. My room was on the 7th floor, and as I headed towards my room, I was a bit underwhelmed by the hallway. Although it does feel historic at least. Here we are, room 709. The room is generously sized and, like the lobby, feels understated and historic. I like the energy of the space. I think the use of warm-toned woods and traditional decor pays homage to the building's history rather than fighting it. And it feels warm and inviting to me. And while the space has a traditional look and feel, there are modern touches to make life easier, like a panel to control all the lights, as well as raise and lower the automatic blinds. Speaking of blinds, the room provides some lovely views of the surrounding historic neighborhood. And I'm always happy when the windows actually open up, allowing me to welcome in some fresh air. But back to the room tour. The mini bar and coffee and tea service are housed in a wooden roll-top bureau. While the coffee and tea are complimentary as expected, there are charges for most of the food and beverage items, so make sure to consult with the price list if you're not sure. The hotel team had surprised me with a welcome letter and a gift of macarons, chocolates, fresh fruit, and water. And by the way, they had also placed a yoga mat in my room as requested. So far, I was very impressed with the efforts and service of the staff. But let's keep exploring the room. Directly behind the roll-top bureau is an armoire for storage. Two shelves up at the top, a safe, plenty of hangers for your clothes, an ironing board and iron, a few drawers, and slippers. The bathroom is particularly nice. It's broken up into 3 separate spaces. The sink and vanity area includes a sink with filtered water, a makeup mirror, a regular sink, and lavabo amenities. There's also a full-length mirror to the right. The toilet is right behind this mirror in its own private room. And across the way is the best part of the bathroom. This room provides a large soaking tub and a walk-in shower that doubles as a steam room. There are more lavabo amenities here as well. This is also where you'll find the bathrobes. And my favorite feature of the room, which is this book stand. As a bookworm, I was thrilled to soak in the tub with my Kindle in the stand. But there's also a TV in the room if you prefer that. All in all, I was very happy with my room at the Park Hyatt Istanbul. Checking in so early gave me plenty of time to check out the Park Hyatt's hotel amenities before heading out to explore Istanbul. The fitness center is located on the 2nd floor of the hotel and is open 24 hours a day. The space is large and everything is clean and in good condition. In terms of equipment, there are plenty of options. Whether you prefer weights or cardio, you should be able to find what you need. And from my experience over the next couple of days, the gym is almost always empty. Finally, near the back, there's a locker room with changing and showering facilities. To reach the spa, take the elevator to the lobby, and then take the elevator near the reception desk to level B1. Spa facilities are open from 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. daily, but if you'd like to schedule a treatment, appointments run from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Everything is down a single, dimly lit hallway. The jacuzzi, steam room, and ice fountain are off to the right. Access is complimentary for hotel guests. The facilities are very clean and the space feels quiet and peaceful. I wasn't sure how people use the ice fountain, but thankfully there are instructions nearby. Further down the hallway on the left-hand side are separate sauna and shower facilities for men and women. In addition to towels, lockers, and a well-stocked changing facility, there are a couple of showers on one side and a sauna on the other. Access to anything in this space is complimentary for hotel guests. Across the way is a fully equipped Turkish hammam. It's a delightful space. It's peaceful and relaxing, but also really beautiful. Unfortunately, use of the hammam is not complimentary, so you'll need to make a booking if you want to spend time there. Here's the latest spa menu, including prices for all available treatments, as well as for use of the Turkish hammam. By the way, if you book a treatment, the massage rooms are found off the same hallway. In addition to a quiet waiting area, there are several treatment rooms, each with a shower and some very unique lighting. There's one final hotel amenity I want to mention, the swimming pool. It can be found outside, one level up from the lobby. Unfortunately, my stay was in May and the pool was not yet open for the season. But here are a few photos I found online to give you an idea of what to expect. When I returned to my room in the evening, housekeeping had already been by to do the turndown service. In addition to a light cleaning and fresh towels, they had closed the blinds, provided slippers and information on their laundry service, and prepared my bed and side table for the night. I found both the mattress and the linens to be very comfortable and conducive to a great night of sleep, and when morning came, I raised the blinds to let in some light and start my day. I then headed to breakfast, which is served at the property's Nusret restaurant from 7 to 10:30 a.m. on weekdays and 7 to 11 a.m. on weekends. The restaurant can be found on the same level as the pool, one flight up from the lobby. Because my stay had been booked through the Fine Hotels and Resorts program, my breakfast was complimentary. Upon being seated, I was informed that I could select any dish from the menu and also help myself to anything from the buffet. The breakfast menu included most of the expected Western options, like omelets, eggs Benedict, pancakes, and waffles, but also a couple of interesting Turkish options. I placed my order for an iced latte and Turkish chilbur, and then went off to check out the buffet. I was impressed with the presentation and thought everything looked really appetizing. There was also an impressive variety of options. And I was pleasantly surprised by some of the more interesting offerings, like fresh honeycomb, a colorful children's table, and best of all, a lovely woman preparing gözleme by hand. When I made it back to my seat with a plate of fresh fruit, I found that my latte had already arrived. I finished my fruit and headed back to the buffet for a couple of pastry items. Minutes after I got back to the table, my chilbur was served. I thoroughly enjoyed everything, but was still very intrigued by the made-to-order gözleme. By the way, gözleme, which I'm probably mispronouncing, is basically homemade Turkish flatbread stuffed with your choice of select fillings like potatoes, vegetables, cheese, and minced meat. I ordered one with cheese and spinach and was able to watch the entire production process. It was so good, and I highly recommend you try it if you get the chance. I finished it all and ended my meal with a delicious cappuccino. Since my flight left late in the day, I was so thankful to have the 4 p.m. checkout thanks to the Fine Hotel and Resorts benefit. The hotel staff was incredibly gracious about it too. As I make my way out, what are my final thoughts about Istanbul's Park Hyatt Macka Palace Hotel? Not surprisingly, I give the hotel high marks. While some people might prefer a more contemporary property, I love the history and traditional feel of this hotel. I think the warm-toned woods and traditional decor make the hotel feel warm and inviting. And I think that they effectively integrate modern conveniences into the traditional setting as needed. I also found my room to be spacious, tasteful, and comfortable. I was also very happy with the breakfast, the hotel amenities, and the location. But what really sets the Park Hyatt Istanbul Hotel apart for me is the service. Friendly, proactive, helpful, and flexible. The staff went above and beyond to make my stay special, and I truly appreciate it. This is a good time to mention that, as always, my travel experiences are not paid for, sponsored, or discounted in any way, and nobody was informed that I was doing this review. If you enjoyed this tour and review, let me know in the comments, and if you've had a chance to stay at Istanbul's Park Hyatt, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Did you like it as much as I did? Also, if you enjoy content like this, I hope you'll hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It's a great way to help the channel and enables me to make more videos like this one. Until next time, happy travels.